Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, 3 East African nations with diverse histories and vibrant populations. However, a concerning trend has emerged across these countries: the use of the criminal justice system not as a protector of rights, but as a tool to suppress dissent and silence opposition voices. This manipulation, often referred to as lawfare, involves the strategic use of laws and legal processes to intimidate, harass, and ultimately neutralize individuals and groups critical of the government or its policies. From activists and journalists to political opponents and civil society organizations, a wide range of voices are finding themselves targeted by a system seemingly designed to protect power rather than justice. One of the key tactics is the exploitation of vague and overly broad laws, often inherited from colonial times or newly enacted under the guise of security or public order. These laws lack clear definitions, granting excessive discretion to law enforcement and prosecutors. This ambiguity allows for arbitrary arrests on charges that can be easily fabricated or exaggerated, such as creating a disturbance, incitement, or vaguely defined cybercrimes. The aim is often to disrupt activism and send a chilling message to others. Even when evidence is weak, individuals can be held in pretrial detention for extended periods, sometimes exceeding the punishment for the alleged crime. This tactic serves to exhaust resources, isolate individuals, and keep them away from their work and advocacy. Peaceful assemblies and protests, a cornerstone of democratic expression, are frequently met with heavy-handed responses, justified by these broad public order laws. Arrests and charges often follow, regardless of the peaceful nature of the demonstration. Beyond arrests, dissenters face ongoing harassment through frequent police summons, lengthy interrogations, and the burden of navigating complex legal processes. This can be a deliberate strategy to disrupt their lives and work. The costs associated with legal battles, lawyer fees, court appearances, potential fines, can be immense, placing a significant financial strain on individuals and organizations challenging the government. Journalists and media outlets critical of the government are particularly vulnerable. Laws criminalizing false news or cyber defamation are used to stifle investigative reporting and independent media, creating a climate of self-censorship. The cumulative effect of these tactics is the suppression of freedom of expression, a fundamental right essential for a healthy democracy. Citizens become hesitant to voice dissenting opinions for fear of legal repercussions. Restrictions on the freedom of assembly and association further limit the ability of opposition groups and civil society to organize and mobilize. Bans on specific symbols or gatherings are used to curtail their visibility and influence. Concerns about the independence of the judiciary are prevalent. Allegations of political interference and selective application of the law raise serious questions about the fairness and impartiality of the courts. While international human rights organizations and bodies often condemn these practices, the lack of strong enforcement mechanisms means that these criticisms sometimes fall on deaf ears, and the cycle of repression continues. The weaponization of criminal justice against dissent represents a serious threat to democratic values and the rule of law in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. It undermines the very foundations of a free and just society. However, the spirit of resistance and the demand for fundamental rights remain strong. Civil society organizations, human rights defenders, and brave individuals continue to advocate for change and challenge these injustices. Raising awareness about these issues, both within and outside these nations, is crucial. Holding governments accountable for upholding human rights and ensuring the independence of the justice system is a vital step towards a more just and democratic future. The fight for a just society where dissent is not criminalized requires collective action and unwavering commitment to the principles of human rights and the rule of law. The voices of the oppressed must be heard, and the weaponization of justice must be brought to an end.
Thank you for watching our video. If you found it insightful, please like and subscribe to support our growth and stay updated with our latest content. Join our community by sharing your thoughts in the comments. Together, we can foster meaningful discussions and create positive change. See you in the next video.